Hello, I'm Greg Jarrett. You're in the Strategy Room. Just a day after firing his acting Attorney General for refusing to defend his immigration executive order, President Trump took to Twitter to mock Democratic leaders. In a tweet fired out earlier this morning, the president said Nancy Pelosi and fake tears Chuck Schumer held a rally at the steps of the Supreme Court and Mike did not work. A mess, just like the Dem Party. Well, the tweet refers to a news conference held by Senator Schumer where he choked up while talking about the immigration ban. Here now to discuss this ongoing saga, and former Deputy National Finance Director of the DNC, David Mercer, former Deputy Assistant to President George W. Bush, Brad Blakeman. Gentlemen, good to see you both.
Thanks. Good to be with you.
David, you know, attorneys general are duty-bound to enforce the law, to defend the law. They don't get to pick and choose which ones they like or which policies they happen to disagree with vis-a-vis the president. Didn't she deserve to be fired?
No, and I would, as you were presenting that question, the only thing I could remember in recent history is the last time this happened was the firing of the Attorney General by then-President Nixon, who, so, you know, just
you really think that's comparable?
I wouldn't have said it if I didn't think it was comparable. I absolutely do think it's comparable. And it shows two things. Two words come to mind. One, unready and unsteady. This was a bad executive order. And it's not just Democrats. It's Republicans from Corker, McConnell, others. It's not only just members of Congress. It's the very synagogue that his grandson belongs to that came out against it. Georgetown University's president came out against it. You have other Christian groups coming out against it. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger against it. CEOs
there you go.
against it.
You got Arnold.
You got a lot of people against this. So Donald needs to take a step back and look at how he issues executive orders, and he might want to study them. He might want to consult with others and make decisions that would show he's steady rather than unsteady.
Well,
and he certainly may have been, you know, ready for prime time on Apprentice, but he's showing he's not ready for prime time presidency. I can see that, and I think a lot of people will agree with him being 37% in the polls.
Come on,
and being the
President
lowest
Obama was
ranking.
the king of executive orders, so
no, he was not.
Donald Trump has a long way to go.
False.
Are you serious?
False.
Count the number of executive orders of President Obama.
277 executive orders by Obama, 291 by Bush, and Obama having the lowest than any president since Cleveland. And, and now Trump is on pace to definitely exceed the number of executive orders that Obama had. So it is absolutely false for your viewers to know that this president in the past did not have more executive orders, was not imperial, as it's his privilege to issue executive orders. And he,
Are you
if anybody,
filibustering now, David, or what's the deal?
I'm not filibustering. I'm just making the point
so we don't have to go over
it again.
That's trying to take up the entire 4 minutes.
Not at all.
Hey,
Let's
Brad,
take
look,
10.
you know, firing one person is hardly a massacre. It's not even comparable to the Nixon firing of an Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, and a special prosecutor obstructing justice in an investigation into him. That's not even comparable, is it?
Look, she set herself up to be fired. This is about as phony as Chuck Schumer's crocodile tears. By bucking the president, first of all, she knew her days were numbered at the Justice Department. She was out the door as soon as Sessions came in the door. So she wanted to go out with a bang. And by bucking the president, she invited herself to be fired. She serves at the pleasure of the president. She doesn't usurp the power of the president. And when the president gave a directive,
opposed law.
When the president gave a directive, and she decided she wasn't going to fulfill that legal authority of the president, then she signed her death warrant as far as being the acting Attorney General. That's the way our country works. It's not the tail wagging the dog, and we don't let the inmates run the asylum anymore.
Federal officials and department heads don't get to pick and choose which laws they want to enforce. If they did, that would lead to chaos and anarchy, and where would the rule of law be?
Right. And by the way, Donald Trump was only acting on what Barack Obama had come up with the 7 nations that he found to be unreliable and terrorist
come on,
havens.
don't graft it onto
That
Obama.
is exactly
Obama's
what
no longer
Barack
president.
Obama
Do not
came
graft
up with.
it onto him, okay?
It
This is
is.
his
It's a fact.
responsibility alone. And why don't you just have
and
your
now
guys
Donald
stand
Trump,
up and be
Trump is
accountable?
acting where Barack Obama failed again to act.
Well, you
and
know
that
what?
is to keep our country safe from those seeking to do us
disagree
harm.
with you, Brad. Your Republican senators disagree with you.
No, they do not disagree with me.
In
No,
fact,
they do not.
Rubio is on the record as saying he can't even get clarity on the Muslim ban from the Justice Department.
Guys,
can't get clarity.
Got to leave it at that. Boy, that turned into a rather fiery episode. Brad Blakeman and David Filibuster Mercer, you belong in the Senate, pal. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with
For
you.
complete political coverage, stay right here at foxnews.com. I'm Greg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.